let's get ready while I give a update about my health. So as many of you guys know, that this summer kind of has been crazy with me going septic and having to have also emergency intestinal surgery. I honestly have not done much this summer at all. Like, I have not gone out. I really haven't done much. But the thing that I did get to do is go to one of my friends' weddings, which I was super excited for. I was a little worried with my health being in a flare kind of right now. I wasn't going to be able to make it, but I was able to thankfully make it. So that was one good thing. I feel like that kind of happened this summer, that I was able to do despite my body kind of being in a flare. It definitely took me out and made me exhausted, but I was so thankful to be able to make it and have a somewhat low symptomatic day. So it was actually an enjoyable day. I'm also using Michaela's new Point of View Beauty for the base of my makeup. And honestly, the packaging of this, I genuinely love. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So I haven't been able to do much, so that was definitely a answered prayer. I was genuinely really hoping that I would be able to make it, and thankfully I was able to. But in other news with my health, I have honestly been at a bad, baseline symptoms. Ever since my intussusception, I have had just horrible GI flares, and my stomach bile is kind of insane. Okay, but take a moment for the skin. My skin is glowing. I've been just draining way too much dark green bile, and I get sick so much. I literally can't even have my safe foods anymore. How do I open this? No. Got it. That probably was not good for my teeth, but oh well. I have not been able to have my safe foods really anymore, and that has kind of sucked. I've been able to have a couple sips of water and some Canada Dry, but that's honestly about it, and I have to drain immediately. If I try to eat anything, it is just horrible symptoms, excruciating pain, and I get super sick. And anytime I also try to up my feeds or run my feeds, my bile completely goes dark, almost black, you cannot see through it. So that's half the reason I've been so sick. Well, I don't know if my feeds are making my motility go weird and just push things back up, but we know it's intestinal content because my bile does not, it should not look like that. Bile usually is a light yellow, green, stomach acid, color. And mine is literally it looks black. So I don't know what's going on in my body, but apparently it's been angry since, and I've honestly been mentally exhausted from it. That's why I haven't been posting a lot, is my symptoms genuinely have been horrible. I've just been trying to get by day. I haven't been able to honestly do much or have the mental capacity to do a lot either. I'm really hoping that this is not my new baseline of symptoms, because that would really suck. I'm just hoping that this flare will eventually go away and that these symptoms do subside, because I genuinely feel like I have been ran over by a garbage truck. I just want a break. Other than that, the other kind of sucky news is I got word from Cleveland Clinic. They're great, don't get me wrong, but they won't see me for the EDS, they won't see me for the POTS, they literally won't see me for the GI, they'll just see me for the TPN, which means them basically taking over my TPN order, which means they're not looking into anything, nor are they trying to fix anything. They're just taking over the order, which is basically already doing what I have done right now. So I had an appointment, and part of me is not probably gonna go, because why waste all that money for me to fly from Montana all the way to Cleveland, Ohio, just to be told or just to have the same exact routine that I'm on now in Montana? For me, why would I waste so much money, flight, hotel, all of that, just to have them look over my TPN and be like, yeah, this is what you need, and them not actually look into more things and figure out more of a better picture on an idea. So I made the appointment just to have, but I think I'm gonna call them and say, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna make it. The other sucky thing is when we found out that Cleveland wouldn't take me for neurology, they wouldn't take me for my POTS, they wouldn't take me for my EDS or anything like that, my care team decided to send in a referral for Mayo Clinic. Well, turns out all the Mayo clinics do not take my insurance, so they would have seen me, but can't now because I don't have an insurance that they work with. So now I'm kind of back to square one, which really is sucky and disheartening because I really don't know what the plan looks like, or I just don't even know how I'm going to get help here because they don't know what to do over here. The doctor is looking into other hospitals to see if other places that are like university hospitals or something like that would take me on, just because again they really don't know what else they can do to help me here. I have mentioned though doing the celiac plexus block, and they're calling around trying to figure out who could do that. My surgeon who did my intussusception definitely agreed that mouths needs to be looked into, and she wanted that to get done with in Cleveland, but since Cleveland won't see me for any of that stuff, we're back to square one of them doing it, because they've done celiac plexus blocks before, and they've done a couple mouth surgeries, but they haven't done a lot, so they're not as experienced, and so they just wanted more experienced people to look over my case. But since that's really not an option for me anymore, they now are taking it into their hands to try and figure out celiac plexus block and see if that is helpful for me or not, and then go from there. So it kind of sucks because I kind of just don't have an idea and don't know when things will be getting done. I feel it'll be a whole nother year and a half out before I get help, which is a little bit disheartening, but I'm really trying to look at the positives. The one good thing is the EDS clinic that I've been trying to get into my state has been booked out for years. Finally, they called me and they're willing to see me in January, but again, that's 2026, and that's January, that's several months from now. So I'm really not sure on what's really going to change in the meantime, but right now I'm kind of on a stagnant hold and just symptom management, which sucks, because that just means longer wait time for answers and for chances of feeling better. Don't get me wrong, I still hope that my symptoms can ease up, but lately they have just been coming full force. POTS October slide, they call it, even though it's September. I don't know if that's playing a factor in everything, but that's the update on the Cleveland Clinic and the Mayo Clinic, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. American healthcare, and there's really nothing we can do about it. Just hope, though, that we end up figuring something out within the meantime. Also did see a allergist, and they were very much, they don't like MCAS, they don't diagnose it, they said they'll never diagnose it, and that it's a horrible disease because it's really hard to treat, and that's why he won't diagnose it. But was very intrigued about my rashes and put me on literal MCAS meds, and then said if that doesn't work, he'll do a thing called Xolar, which is what I've seen, a form of treatment for MCAS. So, like, I'm not pushing for an MCAS diagnosis, but this man is very much against it, but yet is treating me as if I have it, so that makes no sense to me. I'm glad at least he's doing something, because apparently my physical therapist said a lot of people don't have good experiences with him, so the fact that he was, like, nice to me was a good thing. Yeah, things have been a little bit up and down, but very thankful for the progress that I have made. Just frustrating with the new baseline symptoms that I have. That's been just really, really frustrating. Anywho, this is the hair and makeup all done. I literally love how this turned out. The lip combo, I definitely think was a slay. I'm glad I went with it. But anyway, that was my chat with you guys while I get ready. And since summer is basically done and over with, I'd love to hear in the comments about your guys' summer and what was the favorite thing you got to do. Like I said, my favorite thing I got to do this summer, honestly, was go to my friend's wedding. I was really looking forward to that and was so thankful that I was able to be healthy enough to make that. But anyway, I just want to come on here and chat with you guys and just want to say I love you all. Bye.